Hey everyone, Mac Story. I just want to start a little series, kind of a informal series, to talk to you about leadership, and I like to talk about looking in the mirror. So I'm on, it's like mirror talk with Mac, maybe that's what it is. But I write a lot of blogs, I write a lot of books, I talk to a lot of people, I speak a lot. Been working in corporate world basically from 1988 to 2008, so 20 years in the corporate world, and then I spent about 2008 to end of 2012 consulting leaders on organizational change, process improvement, and cultural transformation. And there's one thing I hear a lot. I might have even heard it from you, but I hear it a lot. And what it is it's a lot of moaning, groaning, whining about the leader. People whine, moan, and groan about their boss. Not everybody. You may be one of those that don't. But I bet you know one of those that do. And if you're one of those that do, I want to tell you some hard truth today. That's what I like to talk about. I like to talk about the truth. I like to talk about reality. I like people to look in the mirror and quit looking out the window. There's something that your leader tells me about you. And see, most people don't even have a clue. Most people don't have a clue that when they're talking to me about their leader, who is not a leader, who is a manager of people, who disrespects them, who's all about pride and ego, who's insecure, who's weak, whatever people are saying about their leader, they don't even have a clue that they're telling me all about themselves. So let me give you a few minutes about what your leader says about you. Let's say you are one of those people who don't like your boss. You'd rather work for someone else. Or you've got a bad boss, most especially. And see, there's something worse than a weak, insecure leader. It's a weak, insecure follower. That's some truth, ain't it? That'll make you look in the mirror. It might make you stop the video. A lot of people don't like the truth. But see, these people who follow weak and insecure leaders, they only do it because they're weak, insecure followers. If they were strong, developed themselves, were secure, they would walk out the door today. They wouldn't moan, groan, and whine. They would have an option. Most of them would have 10 or 15 options, and they would exercise that option as soon as they had bad leadership and as soon as they knew and discovered the character of the person they were reporting to. So the truth you need to know about your leader is it says a lot about you. High impact leaders have high impact followers. Low impact leaders have low impact followers. That's just the way it works. You won't see Mac Story following a weak leader. I won't follow a weak leader at work, in the community, at church, anywhere. I'm not following weak leaders. I'm going to lead myself well. That's why I read so much. That's why Rhea and I both read so much. We mentor and lead ourselves. And I used to work for those weak leaders, and I used to moan and groan and whine about them when I did, until I figured it out, that who they are says a lot about me. And I can share this principle with you on another level. A lot of people are on Facebook. I often hear this a lot. Facebook is so negative. Why are you following negative people? Your Facebook feed says way more about you than it does those people you're following. Yeah, they're responsible for who they are, but you're responsible for who is in your Facebook feed. You're responsible for looking every day. You're responsible for building relationships with those people. If you truly have relationships with them and they're negative people, why do you have relationships with negative people? So if you want to do some mirror work, I've got 2 books for you. Maximize Your Potential. Unleashing the Leader Within. This book is all about how to lead yourself well. If you didn't like the truth I just shared with you and you got a bad leader or a leader you don't like working for, change it. If you can't change it, you got a whole lot of work to do because you don't even have any options yet. If you are a leader and want to be a better leader, maybe you are a formal authority leader and you have people who report to you, but you don't like your boss. maximize your leadership potential. Moving beyond management and supervision. This book's for you, or for anyone maybe who don't have a leadership position, but aspire to have a leadership position. These two books, Maximize Your Potential and Maximize Your Leadership Potential, will help you increase your options. Maybe you don't want options. Maybe you like working for a bad boss. Now let's say maybe you're working for a good boss. A great good boss, a high impact leader, they don't have a lot of crap on their team. They have good people. And if someone fools them and gets on their team, they either change that person or they change that person. And what I mean is they change them and help them grow and develop through the leader's leadership. Or after a given amount of time, if that person don't want to step up to the plate, if that person don't want to grow and develop their character, a high impact leader gets them off the team. A high impactor is not going to let a weak follower contaminate their team. They won't instantly get rid of them because they value them and they want to grow and develop them and they want to bring them along. But if they don't want to come along, they can't get along, it's time for them to go. So I want you to focus on the mirror though. You can look out the window if you want. Look out the window and see what kind of leader you have, because that tells you everything you need to know about who you are. And I say this to motivate and inspire you. Another thing I hear a lot, and it's related to this, and then I'm going to shorten up this video, let it go. But I get fired up when I talk about this stuff. Another thing I hear a lot is, you know, my leader, actually what I hear the most is my leader is not a leader, right? So what can I do about it? Why are there so many weak leaders in leadership positions? That's what the root of this whole talk usually is about. How can these weak-minded people become leaders? How can they have a leadership position? They're not leaders. They don't know a thing about leading. Well, it's because there are not a lot of high-impact leaders. There are not enough high-impact leaders to fill leadership positions. If they were, there would be no weak leaders in those positions. They wouldn't even be in the company unless they got with the program. So what I like these people to know, if you're not intentionally growing and developing yourself, if you're not studying leadership content, regardless if you have a position, I don't care if you're entry level. If you're not growing and developing yourself, you're just as guilty as they are. You're a part of the problem, not a part of the solution. No matter who you are, how old you are, if you're not studying and growing and developing yourself to be a high-impact leader, you're part of the problem. You're probably one of the ones moaning and groaning and whining. But those people, whether they're 18 years old or whether they're 48 years old, who are growing and developing themselves with the intention of doing something about all the weak leadership that's in the world, unless you're one of those people who are part of the solution, you're part of the problem. And that's a little leadership truth with backstory on a Friday morning. I just get fired up about this stuff. It's all I want to do. It's all I want to talk about. If you want some help, go to topstoryleadership.com. Look all over that website. Especially go to our store. We've got all kind of books. If you want to get on a call with me, I can make some time for that. I'm going to tell you my number right here. 334-728-4143. That's my cell phone number. Right here on the internet. It's going to be okay. Because you know what? If I don't want to talk, I won't answer it. If I'm busy, I won't answer it. If I got something to do, I'll say, hey, I got 10 minutes. Let's talk. Then I got something to do. You're not going to bother me. You're not going to offend me. If you want to talk about leadership, you want to talk about growing and developing and being part of the solution, I love to talk to you. I talked to someone recently for free, and I get paid sometimes $250 to $750 an hour. And I don't say that to impress you, because I talk to more people for free. But I talked to someone for free recently from 12 o'clock midnight until 5 o'clock in the morning. This is not a job for Mac Story. This is what I do. This is who I am. I had someone ask me one time, could you just turn it off, Mac? No, can't turn it off. This is Mac. This is who I am. That'd be like me asking you, could you be somebody else for a little while? Stop being you and be someone else. And actually, I have quite a few people tell me, could I turn it off? No, I could go somewhere else, but I can't turn it off. But I am going to stop this video. It went a little long, but hopefully you felt some passion. Hopefully you got to see who I am. You know, I'm doing a Blue Collar Leadership series, and I'll tell you that Blue Collar Leadership series, it's actually the same content that's in Maximize Your Potential. When I wrote that series first, Blue Collar Leadership, leading yourself from the front lines, and someone wanted to teach their white collar, white collar team. They wanted to teach their white collar team what was in that book, but they didn't want to offend them with a blue collar leadership title because they're not blue collar workers. So what I did was I put a different cover on it, and I changed about 1% of the content. So mostly it's word for word. So I'm not doing my leadership series on Maximize Your Potential. I'm doing it on Blue Collar Leadership, but it's the same exact stuff. And I actually sell more of these books than I do the Blue Collar Leadership book, but it's the same stuff. So if you're a white collar, I'm having problems with this word, collar. Maybe I need to slow down. I got too excited. If you're a white collar leader or white collar worker, Maximize Your Potential is for you. If you're a blue collar worker, Blue Collar Leadership is the one to help you grow and develop. Look in the mirror and do some of that work. So once again, have a great day. Hopefully it wasn't too long. If you're still listening, maybe you're ready to do some work. 334-728-4143. Have a great day.